Bhutani. So, as there is a saying, it says, in youth we learn, whereas with age we understand. So, without any delay, let us understand what is truth from the great Grandmaster with these analysis. Over to you, Janisha.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Janisha. I'm Chartered Accountant by profession and I'm from Mumbai. So, sir, to you, my first question is, meditation gives us knowledge.
What are you doing?
I'm a Chartered Accountant.
Chartered Accountant, my goodness.
Yes.
Very difficult, no?
Yeah.
So how did you pass?
By studying.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
yeah. My first question to you is, meditation gives us knowledge or understanding?
In the beginning, it gives you knowledge. Later on, when you apply that in your day-to-day life, it gives you understanding.
Hello, my name is Shreyash Perde. I am from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. I am a student of Labour Law and Labour Welfare.
You come all the way from Madhya Pradesh?
Yes, sir.
When did you arrive here?
On 1st March.
1st March?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
To gain the experience and knowledge from the masters.
Okay. You came all the way from Madhya Pradesh?
Yes.
Carry on.
Yeah. My first question to you is, what youth can do to make the changes in the spiritual system of our country?
Youth. What is youth? Basically, youth is very dynamic. They want to do something. They only lack the direction. What to do, what not to do. So meditation enables you to understand what to do, what not to do. With a cool mind, you can always decide properly. With an unruly mind, with a disturbed mind, you can't decide anything. And when you decide also, you will take wrong steps. But when you consider a problem with a cool mind, you know which way to go. You come to understand which is good for you, which is not so very good for you. So, with meditation, you will understand the direction in which you have to move. And youth have to move ahead in the life. So they have to be very firm. They have to have firm knowledge of in which direction we have to go. The direction is given by the meditation. That's why meditation is very important for youth.
Hello sir, I'm Manusha. I'm working as assistant professor. I'm from Hyderabad.
Okay.
My first...
Nice city.
Yes sir, I live there. So my first question is, why money has become so much priority in everyone's life? It is even defining relationships, and how to change it.
Money is important. Money is energy in matter. Money is important.
But it is even defining the relationships also. It is judging the relationships.
That should not happen. In relationship, there should be no money consideration. In business, there should be money consideration. In your work schedule, there should be money consideration. You must not waste your money. You must not waste your resources. Money is a big resource. Men, money, and materials. 3 M's. You have to manage your money properly, you have to manage your men properly, you have to manage your materials properly. So, money is important.
Can you please elaborate how to use money properly?
Money is best used for building infrastructure, increasing productivity in any area. In any field, money is important. I also need lot of money. So, if you have got extra money, you can give it to me.
Sure, sir, definitely. We'll build pyramids.
Yes, you are very good, Swamiji. If you got a lot of money, you build pyramids. Okay.
Sure, sir.
If you got a lot of time, you do meditation. What do you will do with time? You will simply go and do meditation. If you got a lot of brain, what do? You study books, you read books. Okay, and if you got a lot of money, what do? You build pyramids. You got excess time, you do meditation. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. You are very brilliant in intelligence. Then you read all the books. Then write all the books. Reading and writing for intelligent people. Meditation for those people who have got a lot of leisure. And pyramids are there for a lot of people who have a lot of money. We want pyramids everywhere. So, if you got extra money, please build a pyramid.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
So my next question is, if we are already God, why do we need to know that?
Because you don't know that you are a God. You need to know that you are a God. You are a God, but you don't know that you are a God. You think I'm just a human being, I'm with a human body. No. You are a divine God with a divine mind and with a divine time. You got eternity of time. You are not a body with a body's time. You are an Atma with eternal time. So when you understand that you are a God, the whole perspective changes. The whole life changes. You see from a different point of view, your own life and the others' lives. When you understand that you understand your own Godhood, you see everybody else as a God. But whatever you are, everybody else is the same. If you think I am very stupid, then you think that everybody is stupid. When you understand that you are a God, you understand automatically that everybody is a God. Then you do namaskar to everybody. When you are able to recognize the Godhood of everybody, when you are able to do namaskars to everybody all the time, to every being, that is called Ishvara Pranidhana. You see God everywhere. I see God in you. I see God in him. I see God in this man. Because I have seen God in myself. Whatever I am, that's what you are. Then we have respect for everything, every being. It's very important. Although you are a God, you have not realized that you are a God. You can't realize until you come to meditation. I was born a God, everybody is born a God, but I didn't realize until 40 years back. Only it is since 40 years that I have understood that my own Godhood. That is when I become spiritual. So everybody has to understand their own Godhood.
So what are these sadhus, sannyasis, yogis, rishis working for?
They are trying to understand themselves. Why did Gautama Buddha leave his palace? And he went into the jungle. Why? He wanted to understand himself. He also wanted to know the source of suffering in this world. Why there is suffering? What is the nature of suffering? How you can overcome suffering? He discovered all those things. He discovered 4 noble truths. Cause of suffering, removal of suffering, and the eightfold path. He discovered by himself. Then he told the whole world. You should also discover yourself, as Buddha did. He was 29 years old youth when he left his palace. What is your age?
24.
24. You can start leaving your palace.
Sir, to add on here, you spoke about if one realizes they are God, they will understand divine mind, and second thing is there is something called eternity of time, sir. This is very, very important aspect, sir, because yesterday you asked me to go through the great way. There we came across a point for any person in anything in life, one should wait, wait until the changes represent themselves. So that ocean amount of patience will come only one can have the divine mind, sir. It will not come if one can have a human mind. So this eternity of time, only a person can understand only when he understands that he is a God.
Yes, yes.
So I liked the point very much. The changes have to represent themselves and we need to wait until then. Thank you, sir.
Yes, please.
Yeah. My question is, what should be done when ambition is not realized?
Ambition should be there. Ambition is a goal. Every person should have a goal. Any goal is better than having no goal.
It's keep changing. Right?
Yes, from time to time it keeps changing.
We have to go with the flow. Like.
Go with the flow, go with the nature of the body. When you are a child, your only goal is to play and play. Ambition is to play. When you are youth, your only ambition is do something in the society, become something in the society. When you are old, give back something to the society. That should be the goal. Children must play all the time. Youth must always become something valuable in the society. And people who are old, they always must be give back everything to the society before they vacate the body. They have got a responsibility, duty to teach others or give to others. So this ambition of having a goal at every stage in your life, you should have perfect goals. Old age is not for retirement. No. Old age is for total service. Youth is for total work. Childhood is for total play.
Sir, I just want to question from his goals only. So when we want to set the goals, on what basis we have to decide whether which goal is correct for us?
Any goal. Any goal.
So if we have multiple decisions to make, for example, studying or job, so which is the better one? How can we choose that this is the best one for me? When we are
important things first, then non-important things next. If you are asking for a job is first. Having a job in your hand, then you can go for other things. If you are studying for your examinations, you must study first. That is the first goal. Pass the examination. Then you have got other goals. When you have got a job, when you pass the examination, then you can have other goals. Hey, I want to become a good meditator also. I want to become a good musician also. I want to learn swimming also. I want to do social service. I want to start a gardening. I want to cultivate vegetables. I want to do organic farming. There are any number of goals. But after first priority goals are over, then the second priority goals, then the third priority goals. All goals have got different priorities. Number 1 priority, number 2 priority, number 3 priority, number 4 priority, isn't it? All are not having equal priority, no. Some have got more important, some are less important. So you categorize them.
So based on priorities, we have to
Naturally based on priority.
Okay, thank you.
Based upon your aptitude also. You are interested in learning music, then you must learn music along with your studies.
Sir, one more question, sir. So in youth, we enjoy many benefits of meditation. So is it necessary for exploration of a deeper level of spirituality in young age?
It's a choice. Prahlada, Dhruva, they explored meditation at a very young age. Isn't it? Krishna started meditation at the age of 4. Jesus started meditation at the age of 7. Okay. Or Beethoven started at the age of 4 or Mozart started at the age of 4. Their music. They become geniuses. All geniuses in any field, they have started very early. In childhood itself. They are all childhood prodigies. See, if you are a very great master in the past lifetimes, in this lifetime, right from childhood, you will begin that course. If you are a genius, like that.
Thank you, sir.
So, what is love?
Love. I could not understand what was love. Love is a passion. Love for music. What is love for music? Passion. What is love for cricket? I daily see IPL cricket. I have got passion for cricket. Love is passion. Passion is deep desire. That is passion. Romeo wants Juliet. Juliet wants Romeo. Nothing else is visible for Romeo other than Juliet. For Juliet, other than Romeo, nothing else matters. That is passion, deep passion. That is love. In any field. Gandhiji had a passion for his country. He was always working for his country. Country's independence. British would get out. You are very good people, but we don't want you. He would even go to jail in the cause of that. Take many people also to jail along with him for his passion, for his love of a subject.
What qualities to seek when finding a life partner?
Similarity of views. That's what is important when you are choosing a life partner. If you are dissimilar in views, then there will be struggle. Similarity in views or similar passions. I would consider that as important.
Sir, in current generation, everyone are competing for the first position. Is numbering really important?
You should also want others to come first. Okay.
First is only one position, so generally first.
Not all people can come first. Only one person will come first. The others can be second or third or fourth. Yesterday, Hyderabad was playing Chennai. I am on the Hyderabad side. But Hyderabad lost and Chennai won because they played the better cricket. So you appreciate that. They played better cricket. Although I want Hyderabad to win, I had to see Chennai win. And they playing with better cricket. With more confidence. So naturally they win. We salute them. Although we don't want them to win, we salute them.
But youth are going into depression state because of that competing.
They even commit suicide, Baba. Why anybody commits suicide? Because the depression has gone to extreme state. The 10% depression has become 100% depression. Then you commit suicide. Or you commit a murder. I don't like this fellow. Kill him. So that depression becomes very deep and it will lead to all wrong things in life, like suicides, murders. So depression will be always there. You love a girl and that girl loves somebody else. You are into depression. Okay.
So how to change it, sir?
Love another girl.
If nothing is going right, then try taking left.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, do enlighten enlightened person get emotions?
Full of emotions. You have a classic example in Durvasa. He was full of emotions, but he was a great master. Emotions and wisdom are not antithesis of each other. They can coexist. Emotions and wisdom. This point is very important. Emotions are separate and wisdom is separate. You can have people with no wisdom, no emotions. Stupid people. We can have people with wisdom and with no emotions. Or we can have people with lot of emotions and no wisdom. But we can also have people with lot of wisdom and lot of emotions also. Like Durvasa Mahamuni. Everything possible. All types of people are there. Emotions are not per se bad. Okay. Emotions are good. Emotions are very good from my point of view. And you must always express your emotions. If I find you are stupid, I say, hey, you are stupid. Okay. I express my emotions. Or if I find you very good, hey, you are very good, yeah. How good you are. So I express my emotions. One should be emotional and one should express emotions. And one should respect others' emotions. Respecting only your emotions and not respecting others' emotions is wrong. Emotions must be respected universally. You must express your own emotions. You must allow others to express their emotions. That is your wisdom. If you only express your emotions and not allow others, you are egoistic, not you are wise. You are not wise. When you allow others the same right that you give to yourself, you are wise. You are enlightened. You must become enlightened. When you consider others' needs and desires, you are enlightened. When you want to consider only your needs and your desires, you are selfish. You are not enlightened. When you take into consideration everybody else's needs and desires all the time, you are enlightened. Because an enlightened person takes care of everybody's needs and desires, they are welcome everywhere. Selfish people are not welcome anywhere. Enlightened people are welcome everywhere. Are you enlightened?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You have to become enlightened. And if you are here in this valley, you are sure to become enlightened in no time.
Sure.
Yeah, you are in a very perfect place of enlightenment.
How can we have balance between family and social responsibilities?
Always there should be 50-50. 50% of your time and energy and resources for family. 50% of your time and energy and resources for the society. Sometimes 60-40, 40-60 will go, but overall 50-50. You must never leave your family. And you must never leave the society also. Both are equal considerations. Three things, not only family and society, but first of all yourself, then your family, then your society. Your life, your time, your resources, your energy must be divided into three parts. One part for yourself, one part for the family, and one part for the society. Three parts.
In meditation, why do you observe only breath?
You can do anything. You can chant a mantra, you can think of Rama and Krishna, you can think of the nature, you can do anything to concentrate your mind. But we have found that the breath is the best. By trial and error method, we have discovered that breath is the best. Therefore, we advocate the best.
Have you done any other meditation practices?
Before I came to meditation, breath meditation, I did many things. I did transcendental meditation. I went to Brahma Kumaris. Many things I did. But finally I came to Anapanasati. I did Hatha Yogic Pranayama. I explored everything. Then only I came to Anapanasati.
So why do we see weird faces in dreams at night?
Why should you not see? It's only a dream. Why do people go to horror films?
But then we can't sleep now.
They see horror films. They read horror books. They want that. Dream is a dream. You can have any picture in a dream. A comedy dream, or a horror dream, or a tragedy dream. Dream is a dream.
But then I can't sleep.
See them. It's only a dream, it's only a movie that's happening in front of your mind. Not in front of your eyes. In the front of your mind's eye it is happening. See it. Enjoy the movie. So many dreams come to me every night. Somebody is behind after me. So I am running. I am going into the lanes of the city. Still some people are behind me. So what? So what? You escape them. You run faster. Practice running faster. Every dream is useful. Every dream comes with a message. Okay, you have to understand those dreams. Okay. Dreams are the language of your own subconscious mind to your conscious mind. Our subconscious mind is 9/10 of ourselves. Our conscious mind is only 1/10 of ourselves. So our subconscious mind is speaking to our unconscious mind. Hey, this is your past. Be careful. Somebody is always behind you. Run faster. Run faster. Become P.T. Usha. Oh, so you practice running in the dream when somebody is behind you. If somebody is not behind you, how can you run? Why should you run? So somebody is always behind you, trying to kill you. So you run. Why? Because you have to practice running. So many things are there. It's not a small subject, dreams. It's a vast subject. As vast as the Himalayas. Vast subject. Dreams is a very vast subject. Better leave that subject without studying it. Just accept your dreams. That would be my advice. You don't have to study. You don't have to go from Bangalore to all the way to Himalayas. You don't have to go. Himalayas are there, very fine. Hi Himalayas. Dreams are there. Hi dreams. You are there, I am here. I am happy with you. You are happy also with me. Bye bye Himalayas. Bye bye dreams. Understand? You don't have to climb Everest. No.
What is more important in life, faith or courage?
Faith or
Courage.
both are important.
It depends on situation.
Depends upon situation. Yes. When you are in a war, courage is important. Okay. When you are in your temple praying, when you are in church, courage is not required. Faith is required in your Jesus Christ. You have to go to the temple and pray for Jesus Christ, where faith is required. Oh, Jesus will heal me. Faith is required. Courage is not required there. But when you are fighting a war, courage is required. When you are going for an interview, for a selection of a job, you must have courage to answer the questions. Yes, I can answer all the questions. That is courage. Final question.
What is spirituality and how do we know that we are progressing in spirituality or not?
What is spirituality? First part, that question. Spirituality is search for truth. Spirituality is search for honesty. Spirituality is search for compassion for others, other beings. If you are killing animals, birds and fish to eat, that is not spirituality. If you are having compassion for all beings, that is spirituality. You must have a search for truth, a penchant for search for truth. Take Gautam Buddha. He wanted to know what is suffering. Similarly, honesty is very important. for spirituality. And what is the second part of the question?
How do we know that we are progressing in spirituality?
How are you feeling your hunger? How do you know you are hungry?
Because my stomach tells.
Similarly, your body will tell you, your mind will tell you whether you are suffering or not. If you are suffering in some way, somebody says you are a stupid fellow. If your blood is boiling, then you are not spiritual. If your blood is very cold, in spite of being called a stupid idiot, then you are spiritual. Once what happened, Gautam Buddha was going. He was having a lot of disciples also. They were all going. They were begging for food. One fellow came. He said, "Hey, you are so very strong. You are very young. Why are you begging? Why you have become a beggar? Why can't you work and earn some living?" He started giving advice to Buddha. He did not know who was Buddha. For half an hour he gave advice. Buddha calmly listened. His disciples were getting very angry. With whom are you talking? But Buddha was calm. After half an hour, that fellow was ranting and ranting and ranting. After Buddha said, "Okay, give me four annas." Then he removed one coin and gave it to him. While he was giving it to him, Buddha said, "I don't want, you take it back." "You don't want? Then why did you ask?" So he took back his 4 annas. Then Buddha said, "You offered me 4 annas, but I didn't take it. So where did it go?" "Back into your own pocket." Similarly, for half an hour you ranted and ranted and ranted. I did not take it. So where does it goes back to you? You have wasted your lifetime, your energy. I am not affected by you. So
being calm is spirituality. Like how
this is
much
spirituality. You are not affected by whatever anybody says. If you are not spiritual, you will be affected. Will you want to murder that fellow? Well, how can you say such things to me? The disciples wanted to murder that fellow. But the Buddha, in front of Buddha, they can't do anything. But Buddha was calm. That is spirituality.
Thank you.
His disciples were yet to become spiritual. Since they are yet to become spiritual, they want spirituality, they become students of Buddha. Had they become total spiritual, they would have left Buddha. Why should they travel with Buddha? Isn't it? Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. So friends, to sum up, today we learned that one should learn to prioritize things, and it's good to have emotions, but at the cost of respecting others' emotions, and one should be wise. Sir, I would like to have a small round of rapid fire with you.
Yes.
So, what youth has to opt for, either efforts or success?
Efforts.
Okay. Second thing is, one should be wise or clever?
One should be wise.
Okay. One should be hardworking or smart working?
Hardworking.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So friends, thank you so much. So let's meet in our next episode, and thank you all for your time. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hello all.
Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya. It was a fantastic interview with Patriji. Jainisha, Manusha and Shreyas had beautiful questions. Such questions very much required for the youth to understand, especially about how to balance the physical life and the spiritual life, how to choose a life partner, how we can manage with our emotions, because as a youth all these are very, very important, and this is the time where they can mold themselves. And we heard from Patriji an absolute, crisp and spiritual answers for every question. We also learnt about how to deal with money, because Manusha so beautifully asked how to make use the best utilization of money, and we all know we can best utilize our money by building pyramids. So let us take this message and let us implement. Because when you ask a question like it is important with a career or your job, so for every aspect, for every doubt, meditation will help us. And we also heard from Patriji in a very recent interview that angels are ready to help us. So dear friends, if you have any doubt, just sit in meditation, put down your question, and obviously you can get your answer. Your answers will come from within. There are astral masters and angels to help us out. We have to ask them. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. That is the wonderful message by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And today, we learned a lot through this Youth with Truth interview. You all see, those 3 young members have come to Pyramid Valley, spent their time with Patriji. They have attended many workshops here, online and offline too. So let us all see another series of Youth with Truth interview tomorrow again. Let us move for the next session. A wisdom session by Pari Patri. Many of you know Pari Patri. She is the daughter of our beloved Guruji, Brahmarshi Patriji. And she learned meditation at a very young age, at the age of 2, and started teaching meditation from the age of 5. She has moved to US at the age of 22, and her life completely changed. She got very much busy with her studies and with the corporate life. Being still with the spiritual roots in the family at India, she had a lot of choice and a lot of things to be tackled into her life. And with the help of meditation, she completely transformed her life. Now she is a women empowerment coach. She is also awarded as one of the top 20 women for transforming this world. She is now conducting thousands of workshops about the heart math, the crystal energies, orgone pyramids, and whatnot. She is also the founder of PSSM Global, where she is connecting people from different parts of the world and getting them into the meditation. She is also helping to translate Patriji's concepts and the basics of meditation into the most languages possible. Please do stay tuned to hear from her. Now she is going to deliver her message about the law of one, the soul consciousness. Let us all hear from her. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Namaste. My name is Pari Patri and welcome to the Buddha Poornima celebrations. I'm very happy to be here among each and every one of you who is participating in this event and meditating with this full moon energies. Full moon is a time where the energies are at its peak, and when we meditate, we amplify that effect. Today I'm here to share with you about the law of one and also about the different densities. Okay, you may have already heard about the dimensions, the different dimensions, but today I'm going to introduce you to a concept called density. Okay, so let's get started. First, I would like to start with actually stating the law. What is the law of one? And we'll discuss the content, and then we'll come back to understanding this law of one. So basically, this law of one is that in truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity. For all will be as you would say, reconciled at some point in your dance through the mind-body-spirit complex, which you amuse yourself by distorting in various ways at this time. This distortion is not in any case necessary. It is chosen by each of you as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought which binds all things. You are speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. You are everything, every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity. You are infinity. You are love, light, love. You are. This is the law of one. How beautiful it is. We will learn about this in the next few minutes. But first I want to talk about what is this, where did this law of one come from? So law of one came from the social memory complex of the sixth density beings called the Ra. They call themselves as Ra. R-A. Okay, and so they have been contacting the beings on earth from a very, very long time back. In Earth's ancient history, in our history, Ra is known as the Egyptian god of the sun. They state, however, so when they contacted us, so this was these people contacted medium. All this information came through channel information and is written in the book of the law of one, the law of one, the raw material. So this is really interesting because this collaborates many scientific things that we have studied so far, and also beautifully integrates the spirituality that we have learned from our religious texts. So it's a very great book to understand. However, you might have to read it multiple times to really get the gist. But today I'm going to introduce you to few concepts. So they state, so these people, so they don't consider them as individuals, like how we considered I am Pari, you are maybe Swapna or Manjula. So we differentiate as two different people. But when we go higher in densities are the different levels of consciousness, of sacred geometry, of awareness. So as the density goes higher, there are no more individuals. It is one memory, one consciousness. It is unity. So and the information that holds by every individual is held in that collective consciousness. Let me give back some history about it. In ancient history, as I mentioned, Ra is known as the Egyptian god. So when we say Ra, we are actually calling upon the sun. And they visited the Egyptians and they came in as brothers, as sisters, as gods. On earth, we had gods living among the human beings. In all our mythologies, this has been said, gods among the human beings. It can be suras or asuras or whoever. So this has been very, very much noted in our scriptures. So this is a time when the extraterrestrial beings, the other beings, the higher density beings visited earth and were teaching the earth people, were giving them, imparting spiritual science. So they came as brothers and sisters, not as gods. So they just came to give this information, give this law of one. They came because that civilization had developed a culture and belief system that prepared them to comprehend this information, these concepts of the law of one in Egypt. So that's why, so whenever a civilization, a culture reaches a certain vibrational frequency, the beings come, the higher beings come to impart information, because now we are ready to receive that. We need to be ready to even receive information. Because if we are not in that vibrational frequency, we cannot even understand. We may hear the information, but we can really not comprehend it. This readiness for the law of one drew those of Ra to them to serve as teachers. Okay, so they drew them. This culture drew them to serve as teachers of these principles. So, but what happened? What Raw says is that their effort was to help the people understand what is law of one, understand the power that lies within them. But this was misunderstood. This particular culture was misunderstood and distorted. They had a distorted understanding about this information. The Egyptians, particularly the royal elite, okay, who reserved the message only for themselves. So what happened? There was again some kind of control thing that happened. So the priests, the higher elite royal people in the Egypt took this information and they withheld this information with them. And this has been happening in many other civilizations, not just in Egypt. When the power of when it comes to the holding information is power. When we withhold information, we are doing a disservice to others by not sharing it, by not empowering everyone. Information is empowering. When we have information, it empowers us. So that is what they did. They just took the information, they kept it for them, and they did not share it with anybody else. And this led the beings retrieve from earth. So they left earth because they couldn't fulfill the purpose that they came here for, is to teach this to everybody. But since these people withheld, they had to retrieve from the earth. So they removed themselves from here. But but now they are coming back. They have been this particular law one was given to us in 1980s, and since then they have been contacting us in various locations to impart this information, the law of one. But they have this long desire to correct the distortions of what was misunderstood, what the information that was withheld by this royal elite and used for their own purposes, to rule or to control or to manipulate, whatever that purpose is. So they are here to clear those distortions. But that is not the only reason why they are here. They are also here because Earth, right now, the Earth is nearing a 75,000 year master cycle of evolution. And many of its population, of Earth's population, is ready to graduate to the next evolutionary stage, which the Raw calls it as fourth density. Right now, we are in the third density, where we are now ready to graduate into the fourth density, a certain amount of population, which is a density of love and understanding. The fourth density is the density of love and understanding. I'm going to share with you what is all the different kinds of densities and what do they mean. So what they want is they wish to be to aid us in this time of transition, and are here with the attitude of serving, with the intention to serve and help us. So let's now understand where are they from? Where are these beings? Where are they from? So they say that they are from the sixth density. And in their words, a social memory complex. So they call themselves as a social memory complex. What does that mean? This means this is what a planet becomes in densities of evolution. This is a process of evolution. So sixth density is something that is beyond what we comprehend right now, beyond what we understand. But we will learn a little bit just to get a glimpse or sense of what it is. Here, as I mentioned, they don't consider themselves as individuals. They consider themselves as a collective. So any information that is brought in by one individual is a part of the whole, which is different from what we see in the third density. So according to them, the population of Earth will birth its own social memory complex. We will have our own collective consciousness, and after graduation to this fourth density, which is the love and understanding, is complete. just as individuals evolve over time, the social memory complex likewise evolves. Okay, we have a certain collective consciousness right now, but we tap into it. We don't, it's not something that is really across the board. It is something that people, if we choose to tap into it, we get into it. But when we graduate into the fourth density, this social memory collective consciousness also evolves and is available to each and every individual. So in there is no distinction between one individual and the whole group. Okay, so that is where we will be graduating in. Thus, when we communicate with the raw, we must speak to them as one entity, as one social memory complex. Okay, and the other thing is that the raw also are a part of a larger confederation of planets. Okay, in the service of one infinite creator being. So that is what they call the source. Source is that one infinite creator being, and all these beings are in the service of this one infinite creator being. And of course, don't get me wrong, we all come from this one infinite creator being. We all come from the source. We are from the source, and we are here to manifest. We are here, we created this whole evolution, and we are here to push, to see the creation, to understand the creation from every perspective, to understand the creation from every perspective. So in each life that we take upon it, it is not about right or wrong. It is not about the polarity. That is what the law once states. It is not about is this right or is this wrong. It is about understanding the creation of our own in different perspectives. As the truth is whole, okay, the truth is whole. From where we see the truth depends on our perception. That defines our perception. So, and every perception is right. There is no right or wrong perception. Perception is an experience. So we are here to experience and perceive things, to understand this whole creation. We understand what are we creating, to understand our own creations, basically. So they are a part of this confederation of planets in the service of the one creator. And according to them, the members of confederation have been offering these services through channeling. So they have been coming and helping us through channeling and other means to various individuals and groups around the world for some time. Their interaction with this planet stretching back into our deep prehistorical past. Okay, so they have been here. They have been contacting us through meditation, through talking to us through messages or channeling or automatic writing. All of these are the means, or through dreams. They can talk to us in dreams. So they have been contacting us through in various, and many have expressed their experiences in PSSM, talking about the messages from these higher density beings. And their primary message has always been that we live in a universe of unity. We live in a universe of unity, that the world we perceive it is an illusion, that we are here to learn how to give and receive love. The ultimate goal, anything that you have, you may be a musician, you may be a teacher or anything, or a dancer, anything that you do, our ultimate goal is to learn how to receive and share our love. And that meditation is the principal means of discovering the creator that exists in all of us. So the whole message is that the meditation is one principal means of how we can discover the creator within us, to awaken to that our own truth, which is pretty interesting. So in those conversations that he was having with Carla Ruckert, he took responsibility for their perspective. See, again, from every density being that we get messages, they have their own perspectives, they have their own agendas. Everybody have their own perspective. Unless we really, again, as I mentioned, why do we come onto the earth as different lifetimes, as different, as a male, as a female, as a rich, as a poor, is to understand all these different perspectives. So they take responsibility for their own perspective, and what as somewhat described as different upon, so their information is based upon their own perspective. So anyway, so again I'm gonna let's talk about now the different densities. What are the different densities? Okay, let's start with our first density. What is the first density? So according to the raw, to these beings, we move through an infinite system of octaves. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting now. If you are a musician, or if you have worked with music, you will understand octave. Octave is that measure for music. That is how they see music. And in the octaves, each octave, and it is pretty interesting why octaves. It's not only this, in every other spiritual master has talked about this, how the sound is very much integrated with sacred geometry. So in each octave divided into 7 ascending densities. Okay, each octave. So our evolution, or we move into this infinite octaves as a multiverse. Because there are infinite universes. So that's called the multiverse. In this infinite octaves, there are 7 densities. That's what he calls. And as we go across this density, we graduate to each density. At the end, after the 7th density, we go back to the first density and another new octave starts. So it's like an infinite series of evolution. Creation is always happening. This earth is a matrix that we are here to play as a game. And once we evolve, we go and start again afresh as first density. So here, there is no winning. There is no saying that, oh, you know what, I finished my 7th density and I'm done and I'm enlightened, and we go back and do this all over again. Because we are always constantly want to experience our own creations. There is infinite, there is no winning here. There is no winning and losing. It is just that experience that matters. So, which is pretty interesting to understand. So let me go and talk about the densities. The first density of our current octave, fire and wind. So what he says is the fire and wind teach earth and water. Fire and wind teach earth and water to be formed in such a way as to produce the foundation for subsequent biological life. This has been said by many other spiritual masters. So the first density is where fire and wind teach earth and water to be formed in a way it is fertile for biological life. That is the first density. It can be bacteria, virus, algae, fungi, things like that. The second density is the level of consciousness inhabited by bacteria and single-celled organisms in the lower stages of plants and animals in the higher stages. So now we are getting into the life itself, having a life. So probably first density is the rock, the mineral kingdom, and then things are forming, the cells are forming. And in the second density is the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. The density's lessons involve transforming from the random change of first density to more coherent awareness through that facilitates growth and directed movement. So basically there is movement, there is growth, there is thinking, there's emotions, there's a lot happening in the second density. As entities progress through the second density, they begin to strive toward the next density of self-consciousness. And as the spirit complex becomes awakened, what is spirit complex? It is the collective consciousness becomes awakened, graduation to the third density happens. What is third density? Third density is the density of choice. We have a more highly developed self-awareness. That includes the mind, body, and spirit. And for the first time, a fully activated spirit. So we have this complex built down. And we have this choice. It's a density of free will, choice. The function of this density is to polarize our consciousness and to choose our form of love, our form of service. So this is very interesting because here we have the power to choose. We have the power to choose the level of consciousness, and there is polarizing, there is duality in this third density, which is male and female, which is light and dark. So this duality exists in here. An exclusive love of self, and which rejects universal love and seek to control, manipulate, and exploit. This is the service to self. So there are two different forms of spectrum. Okay, there is polarity. What is polarity? There is service to others on one spectrum, and the other spectrum there is service to self. So we have two things going on where service to self is all about ourselves, is about exploiting others, love of self, whereas service to others is always about focusing the service as one consciousness, as unity consciousness. So this is the third density. Now fourth density is love and understanding. This is where the social memory complex is born. This is where this one consciousness is born. The collective mind, which is available to everybody, is born. Where thoughts becomes things and love becomes visible. Okay, this is where thoughts become things faster. Of course, here in 3D matrix also becomes, but there is this space-time relativity also on how that manifests. There's a lot of factors involved here. The positive and negative polarities separate from each other to inhabit environment. So there is this, you can see distinctively positive and negative polarities. Whereas on Earth there's grays, there are different shades that are happening. There's not just right or wrong. There are different shades on Earth. But as we go higher, that polarity becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. In the fifth density, the density of light, wherein wisdom becomes the focus of creation, and for graduation for next, that wisdom is important in the next density, fifth density. The sixth density balances and unifies the love learned in fourth density. So it is all about balance and unifying. Fourth density with the light. So sixth density is of light. The seventh density reaches a realm of experience even more difficult to describe. So they are not able to describe really seventh density because they say it is beyond our comprehension, 3D comprehension. They say, according to them, the density of foreverness. And herein we begin to move into total harmony with the one creator. So Ra is from the sixth density, which is the density of light. And seventh density, they are saying that it is something that we cannot comprehend. It is that oneness with the one creator being. The eighth density represents the complete unity of all the creation with one creator, and can be viewed as the first density of a new octave. So again, it goes back to the singularity. So if you have heard in all our scriptures, we start from zero, the shunya, we go back to shunya. This is exactly what the law of one talks about. We start from zero, we go back to zero. Again, going back to what they state, the law, I'm going to read that again. In truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity. Because where we come from the abundance, from the source, there is no polarity. For all will be, as you would say, reconciled at some point in our dance through the mind, body, spirit. Everything will be reconciled. Every perspective will be reconciled. Which you amuse yourself by distorting in various ways. We distort ourselves. We create distortion to amuse ourselves. That's what he's saying. To amuse. Because if there is no amusement, why are we here? We need problems. That's why we create problems to amuse ourselves. And you may wonder, Pari, I do not create problems to amuse. And this is where the soul science come into play. When you see it from a bigger picture. You are the infinite co-creator. You are the powerful co-creator. We are here we chose to come here. We don't have to be here. We chose to come here to experience this different perspectives, of our own creation. The distortion is not in any case necessary. That's why it's not necessary, but we chose it. It is chosen by each of you as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought, which binds all things. You're not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities. See, it's not about we are similar entities. It is about you are everything, every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity. You are love, light, love. You are. There is no question, no doubt, not even 1%, 0.1% doubt about it. This is the law of one. Understanding that this is the law of unity. There is no right or wrong. There is no fair or unfair. When we understand from this perspective, yes, of course, the 3D matrix has its own laws and rules, but we don't have to get consumed into it because we created it from our own amusement, for our own perspective experience, for our own experiences, vibrational experience. Because when we have a vibrational experience, it comes in and connects to our soul consciousness and makes that complete awareness. The awareness shifts, the awareness expands. And this is what meditation does. Even the law of one says that the extremely important perception is our meditation. Meditation is extremely important to understand this. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed sharing this with you, and I'm so honored to share this information. And there is so much more that we can learn. And I look forward to connecting with you again. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you, Pari. It was a great session from you to know about the soul. We all say from the Sanskrit a great saying, Mamatma Sarvabhutatma, that we are all one. Let it be mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and the human kingdom. We are all energy and the consciousness. So there is much more to learn and to understand. And dear friends, this is not a one-time affair. You need to hear it again and again to understand it better. Then it will reach and we can start implementing ourselves. And as she said, we chose to come here and we are doing this work. And let us all be in this path of spiritual science and enjoy the wisdom and move towards our purpose of life. Thank you, Pari, once again. And next, we are going to have the session in Kannada. I invite my co-anchor Divyashri to take forward the session from now on. Dear friends, even though you don't know Kannada, please do hear this interview. We have a wonderful master, a senior eminent person from Karnataka, Virendra Hegdeji, and it is a great honor for every one of us to have an interview from PSSM, especially from PMC Kannada. It was a great work done by Mrs. Sumangala, and please do listen to it. I call upon Divyashri to take the session forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shalini. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ. PMC ಕನ್ನಡ ಪ್ರತಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸತ್ಯದರ್ಶನ. ಈಗ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಗುರುದೇವೋಭವ. ಗುರುದೇವೋಭವ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮಹಾನ್ ಗುರುಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಈ ದಿನ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗನಿಗೂ ಸಹ ತಿಳಿದಿರುವ ಶ್ರೀ ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಹೆಗಡೆಯವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯವನ್ನ ನೋಡೋಣ. ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಹೆಗಡೆಯವರು ನವೆಂಬರ್ 25, 1948ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಜನಿಸಿದರು. ಇವರು 20 ವರ್ಷವಿರುವಾಗಲೇ ಇವರು ಶ್ರೀ ಮಂಜುನಾಥೇಶ್ವರ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಧರ್ಮಾಧಿಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದರು. ಸ್ವತಃ ಜೈನರಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಸಹ ಹಿಂದೂ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಧರ್ಮದರ್ಶಿಯಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಶ್ರೀ ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಹೆಗಡೆಯವರು ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ